All right, well, Coach, I know you don't like to make excuses, but looking at those 7-2 penalties, how much does that just affect the game?
Well, in a playoff game, it's a factor. Like they won the last game with a penalty late, and 7-2. Like you could probably go through and justify the penalties from our end, but there was a couple like Cookie gets just mauled at the end, and that's probably a penalty 9 times out of 10. But I don't know why they don't call. I don't understand. I can't speak for the referees. I'm not going against what they did, but I'm going to go home and spend 5 hours watching video, and I think they should go back and look at videos too and hold themselves accountable, because I just watched Liam's penalty on video, and that wasn't a penalty, and I just watched the one where Eli to start the half on a breakaway when he knocked Sullivan down. That's not a penalty, but I don't know. What do I know, man? Like, I've only been in the league for almost 20 years, so who knows?
Putting those calls aside, what did you think of that team's performance?
Colorado's a good lacrosse team, and we battled and we gutted it. We battled through the adversity. Like, there are some calls that should have been penalties, and I'm not making any excuses. It's just, any lacrosse fan, anyone that's been around the NLL knows what happened tonight, and I don't need to say anything about it. But I thought we stuck with it. Like, composure is big. There's a couple that we did deserve, and I think those were directly related to losing our composure. I don't know, Gillies grabs Cookie stick and he just kind of throws it back to him, and then I don't know why that he wouldn't get a penalty too, because he took someone's stick right out of his hand. He's playing with someone else's stick, so that's an easy even up call, and we just move on and let the players decide the game. But it's frustrating for our guys. We spent a lot of time battling and competing and game planning, and then just to have it kind of done like that. I'm not taking anything away from Colorado. Like, they scored in the power play. They're a very well coached team. I'm not complaining about that whatsoever, and they deserve to win the game. Like, they were the better team tonight for sure, and I'm not looking for any excuses whatsoever. But this is an adverse situation, and we'll see how our guys respond. I know how they're going to respond, and I know how I want them to respond, and I expect them to respond.
Well, you're headed back to Calgary now. How big of an advantage is it to have those next two home games?
Well, you don't get two if you don't get one. So we're focusing on the first 5 minutes of the first game. We got a lot to prove. Like, our guys, you get another opportunity. The ball slips through our hands tonight, and we get a chance. If the ball bounces right back to you, you get a chance to grab it. So we're not gonna dwell on this one. This one's over. It's my job as a coach to make adjustments and to see what we can see, and make sure that we're better in certain areas and we're capitalizing in certain areas. But again, they're a very good team. They're great defense, outstanding goaltending, and their offense. If it wasn't for Del Bianco tonight, I think we end up something like 14-7 or something like that. So, overall, I thought he was exceptional, and I thought our defense was good. I thought our guys battled hard. It's just unfortunate that we got into a bit of penalty trouble, but it's a big advantage for us going home. That doesn't mean that we walk home and put the House Coastal slippers on and say, hey, we're going to win because we're at home. We earned the right to go back to the Dome. It's unfortunate that we're here on the road, but that's just the way scheduling works in the National Lacrosse League. You deal with the hand that you're dealt, and that's one thing our guys don't do, is we don't make any excuses. So the good part of the series is we got a chance to bounce back, and we'll see how we bounce back at home. I know we got a lot of character in that room, and our guys don't want to say goodbye to each other after Saturday's game. So they got a lot to fight for.